You can't keep getting away with it!
After nearly collecting the Warner Brothers Infinity Stone, Netflix has set its sights on a new victim, in this case Mappa, the legendary anime studio behind Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and the later seasons of Attack on Titan. Netflix and Mappa have announced a partnership that includes the two working together on future projects, Netflix having exclusive distribution rights, as well as merchandise deals. Quote, through this collaboration, the two companies will work together on new projects with a global perspective from story development to merchandise, and Netflix will exclusively stream a slate of original Mappa-produced anime titles to members worldwide. Now, maybe this doesn't seem like a big deal if you haven't been paying attention. Netflix has made it clear that anime is a priority for their platform, since around 50% of its global viewers watch anime weekly. But the part that's concerning me and the greater anime community is when they say work together on new projects with a global perspective.
I smell shit!
Netflix has grown notorious for pushing ideology in their content. Their gender and race swaps have become so noticeable and cliched, they're memes at this point. Countless movies and shows, even ones that started off great, fell off a cliff in terms of quality. Even ones that weren't overtly pushing
the message.
Anime and the Japanese do not have these same sensibilities, not whatsoever. Their shows are made to entertain rather than lecture and push an overt social or political message. They also do not care about political correctness and highlight characters and themes that Western pearl clutchers would label offensive, chauvinistic, or out of touch. That's one of the key reasons why anime is dominating Hollywood, because they aren't afraid to offend and have remained true to the Japanese cultural identity. If you're interested about hearing more on that, check out my video, 5 Reasons Why Anime is Dominating Hollywood. That isn't to say anime doesn't comment on social issues. My favorite anime, One Piece, touches on slavery, racism, and corrupt governments, amongst other ideas, but this commentary never takes precedent over the story or the characters. Conversely, Netflix and other Western studios, pretty much all of them, have placed such focus on moral grandstanding that it feels like watching an intersectionality TED Talk a lot of the time. I and other fans fear that Mappa, one of the leaders of the anime industry, will become infected by this rot, and iconic anime creators have spoken out about these general concerns as well. Hideaki Anno, creator of the legendary Neon Genesis Evangelion, has stated that Western audiences must adapt to anime, rather than the Japanese making anime with Western viewers in mind. Otherwise, the industry will lose its authenticity and become irrelevant. Tomohiko Ito, creator of Sword Art Online, warns that a focus on globalization usually leads to failure. Takeshi Natsuno, CEO of Kadokawa, one of the largest Japanese media companies, explains that creators, quote, can create unique works by not marketing with the mindset of, let's make a manga that will sell globally. It is necessary to create a wide variety of intellectual property without compromising on quality. Japan is a country rooted in history and traditional values, and although they are very progressive in some respects, general sensibilities are far more conservative than the West. To try to change anime is to try to change this culture, and if cultural appropriation is such a sin, then surely Netflix should be admonished for even attempting to alter Japanese media.
How dare you?
But it seems these concerns are lost on a lot of anime tourists that have hopped on the bandwagon as the medium has grown in popularity in the last 5 to 10 years. For example, this user said, imagine complaining about anime catering to a global audience when people all over the world already watch anime. What have I been telling y'all? Anime has been popular and mainstream for a long time, and these fools wait until the 2020s to complain about it.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
That's bait.
That tweet was met with the following response. The majority of anime is created by Japanese people for a Japanese audience. It's only recently become popular and mainstream. 20 plus years ago, it was fascinating because it was unique and foreign or something enjoyed by social outcasts. Then recently, the tourists came along.
This motherfucker don't miss.
When any hobby or fandom becomes mainstream and is invaded by tourists, these new fans think they can throw their weight around and bully others into redefining what an IP is in order to fit their politics, worldview, fetish, or echo chamber. They view OG fans as chuds who are outdated and inherently opposed to modern sensibilities. And why shouldn't they be? Updating for a modern audience has led to nothing but failures for countless franchises.
Put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more fucking lame!
But unfortunately, a lot of these tourists have invaded Western studios and are driving intellectual properties into the toilet. How's Star Wars doing lately?
The power of
What about the MCU?
You have to stop calling them terrorists.
There's still people in there.
This is the only language these people understand.
Once a fandom is invaded by shippers, ideologues, deviants, and terminally online Redditors, they sow nothing but division. And it really makes me sad. Nerd and geek franchises used to be widely accepting and escapes from the harsh realities of life, but now you can't be a real fan according to people who have been fans for 5 minutes if you don't agree that Optimus Prime or Batman would be fighting ICE agents if they were real. Real-world social and political issues have always existed in stories, but now the messaging that is shoved down the audience's throat comes before entertainment, good writing, and well-developed characters. All that to say, Netflix is one of the most flagrant offenders in this area. In an analysis of over 300 Netflix children's shows, over 40% of them contained LGBTQ storylines and themes. The Will Byers coming out scene in the penultimate Stranger Things episode was so clunky and mishandled that it's been roasted by fans of all kinds. The problem isn't that Will is gay, not at all. He actually should have come out seasons ago. It was the emphasis on the coming out scene that took place when the cast should have been focused on stopping the impending apocalypse. And as I mentioned before, race swapping characters has become so commonplace on this platform that it's almost expected. But beyond these issues, the majority of Netflix shows are simply dog shit, specifically when it comes to adapting popular IPs. Let's take a look at some examples. Resident Evil, Cowboy Bebop, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Witcher, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Scott Pilgrim. How many of those are still around? How many people even remember them?
I don't even know who you are.
While these shows were plagued by the message, even if we ignore that, they are badly produced, horribly written, and painfully inept in all categories. But should we even be surprised? Ben Affleck and Matt Damon confirmed recently that Netflix wants movies to reiterate the plot over and over through clunky exposition because they assume the audience is more focused on their phones than the film itself. I guess the morons at Netflix don't realize this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. As more and more viewers notice this, they will be more inclined to be on their phones since the majority of Netflix films are structured as filler and waste the audience's time catering to the lowest common denominator. Intentionally structuring projects as second screen viewing is a sure way to produce nothing but dog shit.
Ugh, smells like pee-pee and poo-poo in here.
And that's what I fear for Chainsaw Man Season 2, future Jujutsu Kaisen seasons, and any other projects Mappa produces going forward with Netflix. They let the wolves into the henhouse and are now at the mercy of Western stockholders, marketing teams, and ideologues rather than being able to focus on content that fans will love. I'm praying I'm wrong, but with Netflix's track record, this may set a precedent that there's no turning back from, and I wouldn't be surprised if this deal spells the beginning of the end for anime as a whole. Thank you so much for sticking with the video this long. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. My goal is to hit 5K subs, so any help is greatly appreciated. I'll see you all in the next one.